Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber. I'm going to read this real quick and we're going to get into this. So it says, hey, Mr. Locario, I just saw your video, 3 steps on how to get a woman to call you back, where you talked about the ultimatum call. My question is to you, is there an ultimatum text on how do you use it on girls on Tinder, Snapchat, or normal text? I just get so frustrated when all these girls first text me and everything seems fine, but then from out of nowhere, they just stop texting you. My texting game is weak as fuck, and I try to set up dates, but I just wonder if there is another way of doing it. So is there an ultimatum text? All right, so when we talk about the ultimatum call, and I'll explain that for those who don't know, the ultimatum call, it basically means that you are giving a chick one final call to let her know that this will be the last call you give her if she hasn't texted you or called you back yet, right? Now, the way this works is that you let's say you meet a girl and y'all exchange numbers, and then you text her to try to set up a date, or you call her to try to set up a date. Text or call, it doesn't matter, right? And she didn't get back to you, right? And then you wait a week and then you hit her up again, right? And then let's say she didn't get back to you, right? Now you give her one final call or text to let her know, hey, listen, I hit you up twice. Would love to get together with you, but if I don't hear from you after this, you're not going to hear from me again. So peace out. Good luck, right? Now, this is just a technique that you can use to get a chick to call you back, right? And the reason why you can use this is that, sometimes what happens is that when you're dealing with a girl and you interact with her, right, she's dealing with other guys. She's probably trying to get back with an ex-boyfriend. The first time you text her, she was not in the mood. She was having a bad day, which is why she probably didn't get back to you and all that, yada, 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 right? So the ultimatum call, what it does is it lets a girl know that she can basically lose out on seeing you basically forever if she doesn't, get up on her shit and holler back at you, right? Now, see, the thing is, I don't use that anymore. You understand? If I text a girl once and she doesn't hit me back, I just charge it to the game. You understand? And that's where I want to get you guys to that point. But again, you can use this technique if you want to do this. You understand? You can use this technique if you want to make that happen. I personally don't do it, but if you want to make that happen, you can do it that way, right? So that's just a technique you can use. So that's what the ultimatum call or text is. You can do it text or call, right? But when we talk about Tinder or OkCupid or any of these online dating sites or whatever, that's not really going to necessarily like work that much in that type of capacity, because that's more so if you got a girl's number and she's already given you the number and you've already had that sort of interaction where she actually wanted to give you the number and you gave her your number. It works in that capacity versus if you're just texting a girl on Tinder and she hasn't gotten back to you. She's not going to care if you say, oh, well, I'm not going to get back to you. She's like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Like, I didn't give you my number. We don't got anything going on or whatever, right? But the thing is that if you want to really get chicks to actually come out and see you and get girls' numbers on all these online dating sites and get women to call you back and respond to you and, to be able to like make things happen, right? There's really one thing you need to do when you're hitting these chicks up on these online dating sites. So let's talk first about like, these online dating sites like Tinder and, OkCupid, because a lot of times you guys will have situations where you hit a girl up and then she might respond to you, but then she stops responding to you. Or you hit a girl up and she doesn't respond to you at all. So you're like, damn, how do I get it from point A to point B to actually getting to see this girl and to make shit happen, right? So now the one thing that you need to do to increase your chances of a girl responding to you, or actually I should say 2 things you need to do to get a girl to respond to you and to make it more beneficial to you, is 1, the first message you send the chick should be about you and her getting together. And 2, within that message has to be a question for her to respond back to you, right? So, and then it should be mixed in together. So, for example, your message could be, hey, what's up? How you doing? We should get together and get a drink. When are you free? right? So let's say you match with a chick on Tinder, and then you send her a message, hey, what's up, how you doing? We should get together and get a drink. When are you free? So you're basically talking about you and her getting together and get a drink, and the question you asked her is, when are you free? So she can respond to you and say, oh, I'm free this day, and yeah, let's make it happen, right? So now all she's responding to is the fact of you and her getting together and getting a drink, and when she can make that happen with you. You understand? So what a lot of guys do when they're on these online dating sites or whatever is they match with a girl and they're just like, hey, what's up? Hey, beautiful, how you doing or whatever. And so chicks get those messages a lot. They don't really respond to too many of those or whatever. But you sort of getting to that point of actually just talking about the drinks and getting together, that's you already starting the conversation about you and her getting together for drinks, because all she's responding to is that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what's going to happen is that you're going to have situations when you are in, on these online dating sites where you're going to send that first text about you and her getting together and when she can make it happen. And then there are going to be responses certain women are going to give you that are going to trip you up, because you're not going to really know what to do, because they're going to sort of go on tangents, versus just answering the question. You understand what I'm saying? Or talking about getting together, right? So sometimes what's going to happen is you're going to have, you're going to send that message to a woman and she's not going to respond to you at all. You understand what I'm saying? And one of the reasons, why she's not going to respond to you is because she is not really that interested in you. So a chick will match with you. She'll probably look over your profile again, and then she's like, nah, whatever. And she doesn't respond to you, right? That's one. Another reason is, a chick, she's not going to respond to you because all she was doing on the online dating site was being on there for attention. So when you say to a woman, hey, what's up? How you doing? When are you free so we can get together and get a drink? It doesn't leave room for her to play around with you to get the attention she wants. You understand? Because now if she responds to you in any sort of way, it's more likely she has to respond to you about getting a drink, and then it's leading her in the direction of actually having to plan a date with you. And that's not really her objective on the site. Her objective on the site is to get attention. So sometimes you're going to get women who are just not going to respond to you because of that, and it is what it is. You just keep it moving, right? Now, let me see. Another thing on let me see what you said real quick on your thing. So you were saying that you get frustrated. All the girls text me and everything seems fine, but from out of nowhere, they just stop texting you, right? So basically, my question to you also is, what are you texting them about? You understand? Because again, like I said, you should start the conversation about you and them getting together. And even if you have a girl's number, let's say you got a girl's number offline or like, in the street, or even if you got a girl's number off of Tinder, it still should be about you and her getting together to go on a date. The phone is only about you hooking up the dates. You understand? When you get the girl's number, the online dating sites and the apps are only about you setting up dates and hooking that up so that you and her can get together. It's the same fucking shit. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times what happens is that the girl is not responding to you because you're not setting that up. So sometimes you might just be having conversations about nothing, going back and forth, asking her how her day was, what does she do in school, what classes does she take, trying to get to know her through text, which is what you shouldn't do. You're supposed to get to know her when you are going on the actual date. Right now, another thing that's going to happen, right, is that you're going to be, sending that first text, right? And then she's going to do something like, because you're going to have girls that's going to do this. And I call them the get to know you girls, right? Because you're going to say, hey, what's up? How you doing? We should get together and get a drink. When are you free? Right? So she's going to say some shit like, hey, how you doing? But listen, like you're really forward. And I want to get to know you a little bit more before we, before we decide anything. And can we speak on here more and yada, 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 yada. Right? Now, usually what I would do is I would charge that to the game. You understand? Because in most cases, those chicks ends up not being anything. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you was to chat on with them, because I've done this plenty of times where I've chat with the chick and I had friends who've done this, and you talk back and forth and nothing happens. This is what I used to do in the past, and I was like, nah, I ain't fucking with that no more, right? Also, what happens is that you also have a lot of attention whores who are just doing that just to get attention. Now, if this does happen, here's a way that you can flip it around to actually make it work in your favor, right? So if a chick says to you, because you're going to probably run into this one time where you're on an online dating site and all this other stuff, right? So if she says to you, hey, can we talk more before we get together, yada, yada, yada. What you do is you tell her, you say, hey, listen, okay, here's my number. You text her your number and you tell her to call you, right? Tell her to call you now, or if you can't speak at that moment, tell her when to call you. So here's my number. Call me at 6:00. We'll talk real quick, right? And so the thing is that when she calls you, right, then that's when you get on the phone and set the date with her. But you got to make sure you are only speaking to her for like 2 to 3 minutes. Make that shit short and set the date while you're talking to her at that moment. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the reason why you give her your number is because you want to see if she's going to call you, because that's showing interest and that's her following instructions. So don't say, hey, give me your number, I'll call you. And then no, you give her your number, tell her to call you now or whenever you can speak. And then you set up the date while you're on the phone with her. And then you can be like, hey, yeah, give me, here's my number. Give me a call. I can speak to you for a few minutes and, we'll get to know each other real quick, right? When you get on the phone, oh, hey, how you doing? You're Susie, Lucario. Oh, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, listen, what are you up to this weekend? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. We'll get together on Friday. I'll see you at 6. Peace out. That's it. You understand? So you're setting up that date, right? Now, another thing you got to look out for is when you're dealing with chicks on these online dating sites, there are going to be women who are going to give you delayed responses, right? So a delayed response is when, let's say you match with a chick on Tinder or whatever, and you send her that text, hey, what's up? We should get together, get a drink. When are you free? Right? Now, let's say you sent that on Wednesday, right? She's going to respond to you on Saturday, right? So all them days pass, and then she sends you a message like, oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Whatever that she's sending you, right? So then, you respond to that response on that Saturday, because that's when she sent you. You respond to her, and then next thing you know, you don't get a response back from her until like Tuesday. So another few days pass, and then she didn't, she basically responded back to you. So a lot of these chicks, what they're doing a lot of times is that they got a whole bunch of dudes they're talking to back and forth. They're not really, they could either be attention whores or they're, trying to figure out shit through the guys that they're dealing with. You understand? So which is why it's taking them a while to get back to you, right? Now, me personally, I don't like dealing with chicks who are on that delayed response shit. You understand? So what you could do is, what happens is when you realize the chick is doing that, you want to be able to basically give her your information so that she can hit you back, so that you don't have to keep going back and forth with that delayed shit, right? So let's say, you send her the first message, and then she sends you a message, and then you send her a message, and then she sends you a message like 4 or 5 days later, and then the last message you send her, you're like, hey, listen, I'm not really on this app that much, so here's my number. Give me a call or, text or whatever, and we'll set something up. You understand? And then just leave it in her hands to fucking respond to you. If she does, cool. She doesn't, fuck it. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the chicks who will give you those delayed responses, right? Now you're also going to have women who are going to try to ignore the fact that you're trying to set up a date. So these are the chicks where you send them that first message. That you're going to be like, hey, what's up? Let's get together. We should get a drink, blah, blah, blah. And she's going to totally ignore the fact that you asked her about getting a drink, and then you asked her when she's free. So she'll respond to you with some shit like, oh, hey, how you doing? Where are you from? Like, and then, so you're like, oh yeah, I'm from, Brooklyn. Anyway, so what's up with that drink? When are you free? Right? So then she's going to respond to you and say, hey, did you see that new Ben Affleck movie? What did you think about that? Right? And you're thinking about like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? Right? Now, a lot of times on those sites, when you get chicks who respond like that, who's basically blatantly ignoring your question about getting together, usually in some cases those are bots. They're not real people, because they have automated responses that set up to like ask you questions to get you to click some link. So that happens sometimes. But if it's a real chick, what's happening is that either she's an attention whore, or she's the type of chick, she's like the get to know you chick. But what she's doing is she's trying to ask you questions to sort of get a feel of how you are before she commits to talking about getting together. You understand? But she won't outright say that. This is just how she's going about it. You understand? So a lot of times with those chicks, I would just charge them to the game because they're not really cooperating with what I'm saying. You understand? And she's on her own tangent trying to figure shit out, and I ain't got time for that shit, right? But what you can do is, with it's sort of like with the delayed response chicks, you can be like, hey, listen, here's my number. Hit me up. I'm not really on this app that much, so hit me up if you want to get together and make something happen. And you just leave it at that, right? So the thing is, what I want to get you guys to understand is that if you're on these sites or you got a girl's number from somewhere and you texted her or whatever it is, you need to basically just text her to set up the damn date. And I've said this till, forever and ever. You got to set up, start with that shit. That's the thing you start with so you can be in the conversation about that. You understand what I'm saying? So the conversation is starting straight from that aspect. Click the link below or go to MrLocario.com to get tickets for the Bad Boy Seminar, which is on March 25th, 2017. Space is limited, so get your tickets today. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy-to-follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.